Hello, welcome pen friends. I am busy interviewing notebooks today. This is the third notebook, and I believe we're going to have a winner with this one, but I haven't tried this particular Midori notebook out yet. But what I'm doing is I'm looking for a notebook to fill a very important job. It's going to become a decision journal, which I learned about in the Atomic Habits book, and I'll talk about that a little once we go ahead and work with this notebook. But this actually was the gift, the cover and the notebook were a gift from pen friend TD. I'll just give the initials because I don't want to embarrass anyone. And this was last year. I'm just now getting around to thinking this is going to be perfect for what I want to use it for. It's in a beautiful chick sparrow cover. It's an A5 size approximately because I did get my Leuchtturm 1917 dot grid, and it comes pretty close. But we'll do some measurements. I've got a ruler around here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So we'll do that. But let's look at the notebook first. Mainly, this is about the inside, the notebook with the paper, because I had tried out two notebooks that my fountain pens bled through, and I can tolerate a little of that. I can be selective, but not when there's too much of it. So I'm pretty sure that this notebook's going to fill the bill, but we'll find out. It's a Midori notebook, or MD notebook, made in Japan. Midori Idea Diary. So I don't have all of maybe the original papers that came, but I'm going to look this up. It is a interesting grid. It looks like graph. Maybe it's not completely connected. Let's see if I can. I'm not really sure whether I can get that close enough. Yes, I think you can see that at the top, for instance, it's not completely connected, but it does look like graph to me. So, and that'll be fine. That'll be just perfect, I'm sure. But, okay. So it's inside a cover that I don't think comes with it, which is just awesome. But what I'm going to try to do is link you to these type of things. This is completely new to me, except that I did have a little, I think it was an A6 notebook for my commonplace notebook that was the Midori paper. So that's what made this the third candidate in a way, because I was trying to work through an order of notebooks I've received, but the two of them were just, they didn't want to cooperate. And that's another video, I think. But okay, so I thought we'd find a page to do a pen test. This is another thing I've been enjoying, how much I can stuff this Nock Tallulah. This has become, it just doesn't go far from me. I've got a couple of mile liners, my Papermate, clear point, and a little thin, the little Genhao 301, a little Papermate flare, and a red. I always need red when I'm going to correct myself, so Pilot G2. And then another, this is one blast from my childhood, the Lee pen. It's in gray, when I can't find the gray. But right now I've got several fountain pens inked up with gray too. This is my TWSBI Go with a fine nib and Noodler's Lexington gray. That's what I've been using in my process notebook, which is a very messy notebook, which I'm likely to take notes on conference calls or calls and things like that. And then I transfer actions over into my bullet journal. It's just how I operate. And then this I use all the time, the Micron 01. But we'll just start right in. We might as well start right in with the TWSBI Go. Let's see. I'm going to make this a little closer for you as I'm writing, so that might help you. And probably people watching know a lot more about these Midori notebooks than I do. I've just had that one experience, which was a great experience. I'm still finishing, I think, the last few pages of that little one. Okay. Whoops. Oh, I was going to write pen test, so that's the reason I'm in the middle of the page. TWSBI Go. Fine nib. Oh, it's nice and smooth. Noodler's Lexington gray. Okay, I'm really liking the feel of this. All right, now let me go back and do what I was going to do. Pen test. It'll be obvious. I always do this in all my notebooks, and I continue to use up the entire space as I try different pens. as I'm beginning to write, I always want to know what to expect. And it's not just about bleed through, but whether or not the pen feels good. Okay, so now I'm going to probably confuse myself. Okay, this is another TWSBI Go. Oddly enough, it's a TWSBI Go with a medium nib, but next to that Lexington Gray, it may look a lot different. So this I just inked up, and it is Pilot Aroshizuku Kira Same. Okay, the noodlers went on a lot smoother, but this is fine. It's definite, and this is also looking a little lighter gray, but that's cool. In fact, I might want to do the pencil right under it. I like to see how pencil's going to do in my notebooks. I know that might sound crazy, but it isn't to me. So, oh, nice. Papermate. This is going to be a versatile paper, I think. Clear point. Wow, you can tell how soft the lead is. Actually, I can't always on some of the paper, so that's neat. 0.7. I don't know why I can't remember that. Yeah, so if I want to use the pencil to create boxes or do sometimes I do that kind of cheating, you know, because I don't have to worry about leaving bad dots or anything. So I do use a pencil an awful lot in both my bullet journal and my other journals. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get for a big gun here. Let's get a broad nib. This is, I think you can sense a theme here. My favorite pen of the last year has been these TWSBI Go's. Okay, so here's TWSBI Go. I'm using this for pen pal letters, which I'm really trying to catch up. Broad nib and the beautiful KWZ Hawaii Blue. Okay, that's pretty. Nice and smooth on this paper. Okay, and I've got another one I want to try too. It's a Noodler's ink, but it's in a Lamy Safari. So this is the Lamy Safari Dark Lilac. Oh, that's just nice and smooth, and I can see I think you can too. That's what I like about broad nibs. You can just, well, of course, these are bright colors too, but it's just so nice. Of course, it's going to take longer to dry. I'll have to be careful. Okay, we've got Noodlers, Cactus. I hope I don't knock over the whole tripod and camera. Fruit, Eel. Okay, nice. Pretty ink, I love it. Okay. So, I mean, these broad nibs are, they're probably the most brutal I'd ever get. This isn't even fair, but we're going to do it anyway, just to find out. Sometimes when I find out that all my pens will write on a notebook, I get extremely excited. And I don't know, because I didn't try it in the other notebook. So this is the Genhao 159 with a Goulet 1.1, Goulet nib. And Noodler's Rome Burning. It's going on very dark and drying quite gold, bronze looking gold. Okay, so we'll just try that. I know it's probably not fair, but okay, let's see what else we got here. And I don't want to do this all day or anything, because there's a couple other things I wanted to mention, but this is the Lamy Nex. I'm sorry, I'm going so fast. Most of you have seen this before because I ink this up quite often on my Chris's inked pens. Okay, I wanted to see what I have in it. Colorverse Gravity Wave. I know this. I don't know why I don't remember things. Okay, Lamy Nex, N-E-X-X. I'm loving this for the comfort of the writing. It's just got a super comfortable grip with a fine nib. I've had all the different Lamy nibs on it, but I keep going back to the fine nib for this pen with Colorverse Gravity Wave. This, you know, the reason I'm doing these pens, these are just what's inked up and really a pretty good representation of what I use. So that way I'm not just selecting special for this notebook, which I can do and probably will dedicate one one pen. In fact, inside there's a pen loop, but I forgot once I pushed that in, that took away the little pen loop. Okay, well, let's try the Wing Sung, and then I think we need to take a look. This is the Wing Sung 3008, a piston filler. It's got a Lamy, an actual Lamy medium nib, because that's what I like having on this. And it's Noodlers. I think it's Purple Mountain Majesties, but I seem to be slipping with my memory here lately. I think I'm trying to have too many pens inked up. That's one of the things, but I had reason for each one, so. Purple Mountain Majesties. I love this ink. I know it comes really close to a couple others that I have, but I love it, and I love thinking about that great big bottle, that 3-ounce bottle that I won't be running out. So, okay, I think it's probably time to take a look. And I'm nervous because the last two notebooks failed, but this one didn't. Oh, it didn't let me down at all. See, that's wonderful, because if I can just use what I have inked up and not have to be so worried, there's just a little bit of ghosting. There's no bleed through. And literally the last one really shocked me because it was a brand notebook. But I'm gonna do a separate video on that, and I don't want to pick on notebooks, but this one's hired definitely for the job. Let's talk about the job. So, because I thought that would be neat, even though I'm not quite ready yet. I have finished the entire book, and I'm working through I'm going to fix this so you can see, and I'm messing up. Okay, I'm working right now through better notes for myself on the whole book, but I'm going to go to my place here. This caught me yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I thought, I want to try this, and I don't need to be conserving notebooks, so let me see if I can zoom in on it. Okay, he said, I know executives and investors who keep a decision journal in which they record the major decisions they make each week, why they made them, and what they expect the outcome to be. They review their choices at the end of each month or year. Well, I would think month for me. I probably need sooner feedback to see where they were correct and where they went wrong. Okay, now I'm not an executive, and my life is not filled with that many high-level decisions, but I do grapple with decisions. And I thought right away, I just knew with laser clarity that I needed to try this. And what can I lose? You know, I have all these extra notebooks, and I certainly can do this. I do like compartmentalizing my notebooks too. I don't want to do this in my bullet journal. So what I want to do is start, writing about decisions that I've made and how I think they're going to turn out. And there are some very specific things that I won't go into detail here, but that I am working on that I would like to apply this to, and then see whether I can, how am I at trusting my decisions, and how are they normally turning out? And I just resonated with it immediately, and that wasn't the only idea, but that paragraph right there, and of course it's surrounded by other great information about reflecting and reviewing your year and things like that, and I already do that quite a bit, but I hadn't done that with smaller chunks, and I think it's going to be really cool. So that's why I was sitting here. I kept getting a different notebook and then going back for another one, and my husband said, have you done your video yet? And I said, I can't find a notebook that passes my test, which is weird because all I wanted was to be able to use the common ones without it going through. And I actually didn't want to use the Clairefontaine one that I had, because I needed that for ink reviews. When I get back to ink reviews, I want that notebook. So I was a little bit hoarding 2 notebooks and trying out several others. So this is the one, and it'll be really good. It has a place here and it has a place here for papers, and it's just an experiment. So that's, if you don't know about these notebooks, which I am just starting with these Midori notebooks, they're excellent. I mean, that you saw that was Noodler's Rome burning. That can burn burn through quite a bit of stuff. And, you know, some really broad nibs there. Very good. Even Lexington Gray didn't, you know, it didn't bleed through. It didn't mess up at all. Nice. Okay, so I wanted to show you something else. This is like a combination of a confession and oh, look what I did, aren't I smart kind of thing. I wound up, I thought that I was already fixed there, so it was not so far away. I mean, so close. I wound up in a thrift shop, which happens quite a bit. Whoops, oh dear. I gotta let that lay flat, I guess, so it doesn't, I don't like that glare. And these, right away, this jumped out at me. Rhodia reverse book, $1.44. Well, I figured must be, you know, some of the pages had been used, but I didn't actually count them, but I could just tell that it was mostly here. And it says that it originally had 80 sheets. I'm not going to count them right here because I just feel like really confident that most of the sheets are here. In fact, I think one of the notebooks, and yep, I bought 4, that I bought what they had because there's a special reason, but one of them had just a few pages missing, and I think when I bring the others over, let's see. Oh my. I actually left them in the store over last weekend. I said, no, I'm not, this isn't what I'm doing this year. Yeah, this is the one. So this one, someone used, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages, but still $1.44. Rhodia paper. It is the graph rule, but it's gorgeous paper, and it's quite large because it's 8 by... I was really glad that I hadn't said I was on like an absolute no spend. When you measure this out, I think it comes to approximately 8 by 8. Yeah, it's a square, and you can use it either way. You can use it as a top with a spiral at the top or on the side. And I don't know why one has a yellow cover. They look the same. 80-gram paper. Well, the thing is, I've been looking far and wide for something to make my little notebooks with, you know, so, and this does tear right out, and it will accommodate, oh my goodness, I'll be able to make my little passport or pocket-sized notebooks for all of my food journals very easily with this paper, and I won't feel bad about it because it's just a fantastic price. But I want you to know I didn't just automatically scoop them up, which is probably the definition of insanity, but then I tried to weigh it against my idea of, gee, bringing more stuff in like this is not really what I wanted to do, but I was going to have to order Rhodia paper for my ink tests, which are forthcoming anyway, because I'm just about out of Rhodia paper, and I was really kind of not looking forward to the price I knew I was going to have to pay. So one of these is going to be dedicated for ink reviews. And then my husband said, I want you to get them all because I make him little recorder notebooks for his blood sugar and blood pressure. I make the little ones for him to just put in his pocket. And for me, I do passport and pocket-sized notebooks. And occasionally, if I think a pen friend would like one, I send them. So this is neat. I mean, this is really, really good paper. I actually hadn't seen this style, but I went crazy. I mean, when I realized that I should have gotten them, and then I had to wait the whole weekend, and then I thought they were open Tuesday, but they weren't. I had to wait all the way till this Wednesday, and I went straight to where they were, and they were still there. That just shows you people don't know what it is. They don't know that the paper is super good, you know, or maybe they're not into fountain pens. So that's what I wanted to show you, and thank you for joining me. This is kind of a strange video, but this is going to be my new decision notebook, and I just got so much just out of that one paragraph. You know, even though I recognize that some of my decisions are just so small, you know, and they might even be like cat mom decisions, you know, I've got a couple of kitty cats that I take care of, and they might be related to things around the house, or they might be related to the channel, but I think it's the feedback that is needed. And I do that all the time in my eating journals. That's what the red pen is all about. I don't know if I showed you this because I did this a little different this time. I had started another video and it was a total disaster. But anyway, I use the Pilot G2 right now. I'm just using it up to mark up and make little faces and, you know, kind of let myself know when something probably wasn't a genius idea in my food journal and things like that. And it gives me immediate feedback. And sometimes I do it on a weekly basis or monthly. But I'm looking forward to broadening that, not just writing down what I eat, but writing down other decisions. And whether it has to do with saving money or what I did decide to spend money on, things like that. I think that my brain works kind of in mysterious ways, but whenever the ideas make it to the paper, then I'm doing well and I get a chance to really evaluate how things are going, which I think has been a key to the success of several different things. So I thought maybe this would be useful to you as well. And let me know if you have such a thing, or maybe your journaling that you're already doing kind of borders on decision journaling. Maybe you already do this naturally. I just had never really thought of it that way, and I'm excited about this. And thank you, special thank you to my pen friend who sent this beautiful setup here. It's gorgeous, and it's going to have a really nice life, I think. So thank you very much. And I will see you guys on the next video. I'm super excited about the notes that I'm continuing. I think I'm on maybe, let's see. I'm well past the middle in taking better notes. You know, I've got lots of underlines and things like that done. But before I do the second half of my video on the book, I wanted to be prepared and have more to say about the second half. So, but that'll be coming one of these days. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.